Hey friends, Sheree here. Welcome back to the channel, Cooking at Home with Sheree. In my last video, I shared an Aldi's food haul, and I also cooked one meal, or did I cook two? I'll link to that video in the description box. But we are back again with part two, where we're going to cook up some more of this $85 grocery haul. Okay friends, so we're going to start cooking our second meal from this Aldi food haul. In the first video, I showed the haul and we cooked a quick fish soup. I'll link to that video in case you didn't see it. Today we're going to share a couple more recipe inspirations for you all. I'm going to be cooking 2 of the 4 Cornish hens that I got in that food haul. I just have these seasoned up with some poultry seasoning, some salt, pepper, and garlic. Now my pan is hot. I have a little bit of grapeseed oil coating the bottom of this cast iron pan, and I'm just gonna brown the top of the Cornish hens, and I'm gonna season the backside and flip it over, and then we're gonna get these into the oven. Okay, so now we got these browned a bit. They're browned on the back, and I'm gonna get these into the oven. Okay, so the Cornish hen is cooking away in the oven. I have it set at convection roast, 400 degrees. It's been in there for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna wait another like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna add in this mixture here. This is 3 of the potatoes from the bag. 2 were on the like medium large size, 1 was small. I had 1 onion left, 1 small onion left. And then I have about a dozen cloves of garlic in here, peeled, and just the end bits chopped off. I have drizzled it with the same poultry seasoning, a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder, just like I did the Cornish hens. In this one, I drizzled with a little bit of olive oil. And like I said, in 5 or 10 minutes, I'm gonna just add this to that same pan and let it continue to roast for another about 30 minutes or so, and they should be done. Okay, so the Cornish hens need about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm prepping the final part of the meal, which is the side dish of green beans. It's a side dish of green beans and the last pepper from the Aldi haul. I already used the 2 red peppers in the meal that I shared in part 1 of this video, which again should be linked in the iCards in the description box. And these green beans, let me get the bag. It's these French beans. This was what, a pound of beans. So I just put about a half a teaspoon of olive oil into the bottom of this pan. I'm going to get this seasoned now with some real salt. I'm using Redmond's, just a pinch, because the other stuff is already really well seasoned. So it's just a little bit for flavor. Then I'm going to get in my homemade garlic powder and some ground pepper. Okay, our veggies are almost done. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh parsley to this, and then remove the Cornish hens with the potatoes and garlic and onions in the oven so that they can rest for a few minutes, and then we'll serve this up. All right, friends, so here are our hens with our potatoes and onions and garlic, and then here are our green beans with yellow bell pepper and parsley. I'm going to finish this off by just adding like a teaspoon of good butter to this. We've been adding very little fat, and so it's just a nice little finishing flavor. Yeah, and I'll get this plated. And so here is the final plating. This is actually my husband's plate. He's going to have a whole Cornish hen. He has the potatoes with the onions and garlic all roasted nicely, a little caramelization there. And green beans are his favorite vegetables. He'll probably come back for more of the green beans. But there's the green bean, yellow bell pepper, and parsley mixture. All right, I hope that gave you a little bit of inspiration on what you can cook pretty cheap. Let's go over the numbers here. This meal, the Cornish hen, was about $5. I don't know. I mean, this is like maybe 50 cents worth of potatoes. And I think the bag of green beans was about $3. And this is probably a third of it, so maybe $1. So, I mean, this is like a, you know, $7 meal. And really easy to cook, not a lot of cleanup. And so, yeah, I will share with you another recipe with the other 2 Cornish hens. Okay, so now I'm going to share another recipe in this video. We're going to make a quick, easy, delicious, and nutritious cauliflower soup. This is that cauliflower that we got as a part of the haul. And we also got these yellow potatoes as part of the haul. And then these onions, this piece of fennel, and this garlic is from my pantry. So I'm going to start off, we're going to be making a roasted cauliflower soup. I'm going to get all these vegetables cleaned up, peeled, and chopped, and then placed onto my baking pan and get those roasting in the oven. All right, friends, so I got the vegetables all chopped up. You can see here, that's the fennel, the bulb part. I'm using the entire head of garlic, the entire head of cauliflower, those 2 small onions, and there were like 4 potatoes. 2 were big, 2 were small. I'm gonna get some, just some really high quality salt. I'm just gonna sprinkle this for now while it's roasting with some high quality salt. This is just Redmond's salt. Just a sprinkle. Not going to season it up too much because I'm going to be building my broth soup base, and that will have seasonings in it. All right, so I'm going to pop this in the oven, convection roast 400 probably, and I'm guessing it's probably going to take about 15 minutes. And then all these vegetable scraps here, I was going to save some bits of it for a vegetable broth, but I'm gonna go ahead. I just chopped this up a bit more. This is all gonna go in my indoor composting machine, and then that will be great to put into the garden. And composting allows me to have pretty close to no waste meal preparations. So I love that. If you garden, you definitely want to use your food scraps to feed your garden outside. Okay, so here are the veggies out of the oven. I've let them cool down. I'm going to prepare a nice vegetable stock that'll be the base for the soup, and then I'm going to get these added to the pot. And I got my vegetables added to that, my roasted vegetables. Now I'm going to get this covered, just covered in stock. And you can use a store-bought vegetable stock if you're not concerned about, you know, keeping it vegetarian. You can use a chicken broth as well. A mushroom broth could be pretty tasty in this. I'm just gonna use my vegetable broth and seasoning powder and water for my soup base. Get that added. Then I'm going to get this lid on, get this brought up to a boil, and then I'm going to do a taste test to see if I need to add any more seasoning. Have the lid on to bring this up to a boil, and then after this is fully heated, we're going to get this blended with the immersion blender, and we're going to test it for taste and see if we need to add any more seasonings to it. All right, y'all, so she's steaming out. I'm going to turn this heat off, and I'm going to blend it, and I have my water nearby in case I need to thin it out any. We'll see. And then, like I said, after it's blended, I will check it for taste. See if it needs anything. Okay, I already added some more water. I'm gonna add a little bit. Kind of looks like a blended potato soup. I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it. And you play around with the consistency that you want. If you're adding, you know, a light broth, you probably won't have to add any additional seasoning. Because I'm adding plain water, I might have to add some more of my vegetable powder. Okay, so I definitely had to add a bit more seasoning to mine. So I added more of my vegetable seasoning, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. And I get this all mixed in. I'm gonna do a final, just quick taste test. And then I'm gonna turn the heat back on and let it simmer a little bit more, just to incorporate all those flavors from my vegetable powder. Again, if you're adding stock, you know, you can add already warm stock, or you probably still want to heat it a little bit. But you make it to the consistency that you like. I like my soup to be fully blended, and you know, just like this is the consistency that I like. You can leave it chunky. Sometimes I do, depending on the vegetable soup. Sometimes I do leave a little bit of chunks. But when it's cauliflower in there, I don't know. I like to have it fully blended. You can leave some of the vegetables to the side, also blend, and then add back in some of the big chunky vegetables if you like to, that feeling that you're like chewing on something. So anyway, let me get this heated up and into my bowl, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to serve this. All right, friends, so I have my soup in the bowl, and then I have this green sauce that I make, and I put this on so many different things, and I'm gonna top my soup with a dollop of this. Next time I make it, I'll try to remember to record it and share. It's delicious. All right, so I got a big spoonful of my sauce, and I'm just sprinkling a little seed mixture on top. Have a little extra protein. And that's it. All right, this is a pretty cheap soup. You know, if we look back at the cost of the cauliflower, I used a few potatoes from the bag, and the garlic and onion were from my pantry. But you know, if you look here, we got a lot of soup, at least I would say 4 to 6 cups. I'll try to, I'm going to be portioning these out and putting them into containers. So I'll try to remember to put in the description box, or maybe on the screen, the total number of cups of soup that I got out of this batch of soup, with all ingredients included, certainly under $10. And it's delicious and nutritious. So I hope this provided some inspiration. I have some slices of sourdough in the toaster. I'm just gonna rub it with some garlic and probably grate a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top, and that's gonna make a great lunch. And then I will see you guys back here, and we will continue on with the inspiration from the Aldi haul in another video.